Snowflake, snowflake, little snowflake falling from the sky. Oh, and here come my dogs. Well, it is really snowing out. We're supposed to get like up to maybe up to 2 feet of snow over here in the Northeast. So I figure I'd catch up a little bit on videos because I'm wildly behind. I've been super lazy. I feel like I'm getting worse and worse and worse, despite always vowing to try and catch up and keep up. I'm pretty sure I still have a GAC 5s match that I haven't done a voiceover for. GAC videos are just fucking boring, bro. So boring. New news with the Reddit trade. The Redditors appear to be changing gears and looking to pump up the silver ETF, which would then force the physical buying or buying of quote-unquote physical silver. The silver miners are up. I mean, commodities are pretty different to stocks. The leverages are different. I'm not mad that the Redditors are shifting gears to commodities to pump them up, because the market will be less volatile as a result of commodities being pumped as opposed to stocks being pumped up. A little bit of a relief rally so far today. The last week's Reddit stocks, for the most part, are down significantly today as people shift their capital, which means a lot of people made a lot of money and a number of people lost a lot of money. Anyone that bought GameStop upwards of 300 or 350, of which there are a significant amount, those people all got fucked, or are in the process of getting fucked. Because, yeah, I mean, they're taking $100 per share bath, which was always going to happen. That's the problem with these kinds of short squeeze pump ups, is somebody, usually retail, gets left holding the giant bag of shit. And certainly a fair few people got left holding the bag of shit today. And yeah, I mean, that's just the nature of the market on a larger scale, but it's certainly the nature of these short squeeze pump ups, because they rise and fall rather quickly, with a lot of volatility. Rise and fall really quickly, that's what she said, and with a lot of volatility. So I'm glad that some people made some money. I'm not super thrilled with the manner in which they made a lot of money, but I mean, I'm no lawyer. I'm certainly no securities lawyer, but I haven't exactly seen anything illegal. I don't follow the Reddit forum that closely, so I don't know if there are people that said, hey, I'm buying while they were selling, because that would be illegal, or misrepresenting fundamentals. Yeah, so there may very well have been something illegal done, but face value, I personally didn't see anything. But again, I'm no securities lawyer, and I'm sure that will be investigated as thoroughly as possible. The problem is, a lot of people on Reddit can hide behind their relative anonymity. Most people on Reddit aren't going to have their username John Doe 12345 or whatever. They're not going to have their real name on there. A couple guys have been identified, but they went public with their identity. So hopefully those guys didn't do anything illegal, because if they did, they're going to be found out rather quickly. Um, I'm sure subpoenas will be issued for transactions. So we'll see. We will see. But I'm glad to see some sort of comparative normalcy return to the markets, as Bella's naked twerking in front of me tried to distract me.
It worked.
You're so stupid. Yeah, you. So yeah, good to see a little bit of normalcy come back to the markets. Less, I would say, comparatively less volatility. But we'll see how it shakes out over the course of this week. Yeah. So, um, yeah, not a whole lot else going on. Galactic Challenges. This one wasn't too bad. The one today with Mandos, that was a little bit tougher. But I liked it. It was good. Yeah, not a whole lot else to report. It is really coming down outside. Like, the whole city is basically shut down. And New York generally does decently well with snow days, but when it's this kind of volume, there's nothing you can really do about it. So, yeah. I lost a lot of money last week due to the panic induced by the short squeeze. It is what it is. I'm not worried about it long term. I think that there's going to be a lot of new regulation and new eyes, and I very rarely agree with Elizabeth Warren, but she rightfully pointed out that something that we've all known for quite some time, right? That the SEC are asleep at the wheel. They have no teeth. They don't really do anything. So it would be nice for the SEC to actually step up and step in. And you won't often hear that from me or really any capitalist. But Elizabeth Warren is right. The SEC needs to step up and step in, and there are a lot of things that happened over the last week and a half that are, strictly speaking, legal, at least face value, that should not have happened, probably should not be legal. Yeah, so I do agree with her. She's obviously going to go a lot further than I would be willing to go. I agree on multiple fronts with a lot of things that have been said. I mean, for me, it seems insane that a stock can be shorted more than 100% of shares available. Because when you short, you're borrowing, right? And you could borrow stock to short like ad infinitum, which is why GameStop was shorted about 140% of shares available. To me, that seems crazy. I get that it, quote unquote, makes sense because you're only borrowing, you're not owning. So, but I don't know. I think, look, it doesn't happen that often to that extent, which is probably a good thing. But I think that is kind of also a reason why it shouldn't necessarily be legal. It doesn't happen that often, but in the instances in which it does happen, something like this short squeeze can happen. You have to give credit where credit is due to the individuals on Reddit that recognized that there was a huge issue, or there was a huge amount of short interest. And what they did is, in a way, smart. Again, I don't agree with it. I'm not thrilled with the practice of it, but it was smart to force hedge funds to cover their shorts to the extent that they did and had to do to mitigate some of their losses, because they lost a lot, but they would have lost even more had they not covered their shorts. It was smart. It's knowing the system. It's playing it, well, again, face value is playing it to the letter of the law. It might be that there was some manipulation insofar as misinformation, like I said, in the way of, selling when you're telling people to buy, or misrepresenting fundamentals. I don't know. That's not really. That's not my. That's not for me to investigate. That's for the SEC and Congress to investigate. But look, you have to hand it to Redditors, who are a large group, almost 5 million average Joes. At least that's what we believe. Average Joe, John Q, day traders, amateurs. And they stuck it to hedge funds. I have no great love for hedge funds. I wouldn't go so far as to try and bankrupt and fuck them, because any other circumstance, that would be 100% losing battle. That'd be trying to climb a sheer rock face, like the sheerest cliff in Mount Everest. That's what that ordinarily would be like. But these guys and gals made a concerted effort to stick it to the hedge funds. And I don't have a problem with that in theory, because I also think that it's ridiculous that hedge funds can do some of the things that they do. I mean, a lot of them collude or piggyback off of each other's moves, which aggregated ends up moving individual names or the market tremendously. So they absolutely, unequivocally have a lot of control over certain things. Certainly, smaller market cap securities, where every dollar makes much more of an impact. I mean, you're not going to see, there aren't a whole, you're not going to see Redditors, at least I don't think you will, moving like $100+ billion market cap company, because I don't think that they have the capital, certainly not with the new margin requirements. Hedge funds probably have a little bit easier time doing that, but yeah, it's safer, at least historically, for them to stick to smaller market cap things. Anyway, so that's that. I'm gonna try and catch up, but we'll see you later.